Hello and welcome to rounds 5 and round 6 of the GORO Production Super Touring Car Championship. I am your host Trevor Holden with my side commentator here, CJ Holder, of course, my twin brother here. And CJ, we are looking for another exciting round of GORO racing here at the Blue Moon Bay here in the infield here for another
That's
round.
right. Once again, Mike Bearpark is on pole position for round 5 with second place is MMR Luke Mitchell, third place Harskimmy 96, fourth place MR Dre 70, fifth place the newcomer, the new rookie JD Brook 93, and sixth place Wimpy 82. And we're just about to go green here for round 5 here at Blue Moon Bay for the
rounds 5 and round 6.
That's right. And they're coming off. We're starting to go the final turn, and we are looking forward to a great start here.
So they come around from the last corner at the end of the pace lap here. It is going to be a 25 lap race here as they line up now. The field now is side by side, bunching up right there as the Starscream Enterprises Subaru WRX on the front row with the 3 Mitsubishis out in the front, and then the fourth and then the third row way back out there, waiting for the field to go green here as the field now going towards closer and closer to the start finish line. And we are green flag racing right there, and that is a good start there for the 24 right there. And it looks like that was a slow start for the number 939 Mitsubishi right there, the MMR Motorsport. Oh, and look at that, Mr. Dre, look at that. Oh, and look at that sideways action.
Horse Gaming with us going wide, almost going sideways there, going off turn 2 right now, heading into the road course variant of the circuit right now. It looks like we got.
Oh, and it looks like he's wide and he's spun around. And the number 7 is around, and that wasn't gonna work. Going too wide into turn number 2 right there as the debutant JD Brook coming out of New Zealand, right, or the Australian. I'm sorry. He is new to the World of Global On-Ride Racing Organization right there with the rookie sticker, but one of the reigning
champions SSC Subarus in the Group B class, storming away in the field right here. Second place, not far behind, in the 939 Lancer is MMR Luke Mitchell there.
So the big question here is, it looks like Harsh Gaming might have some damage there to that Mitsubishi, the HRSC sponsored car right there. And is he going to dive down to the pits? Yes, he is.
He's going to go pit lane right there. He's just going to sacrifice him to last place, and he's already falling way behind in points and in the standings.
Yeah, it looks like what happened was the 939 and the 7 got sideways right there, and it looks like he's going to fill up on gas on top of that as well. No, he's not. This is going to fix the damage of that car, and it looks like Wimpy 82 is going to come in for his first pit stop of the race. And now it looks like the 24 now continues to lead away.
The 939 slowly behind there, trying to do something to keep back up with that number 24 Subaru.
The 939 got a little bit wide out of there, out of the very tight hairpin that is turn number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember, this is a 9-corner turn, has a very short lap distance, and it looks like MMR Luke Mitchell is on a purple sector right now, but I don't think it's going to matter because Mikey 2412 is probably going to set a faster lap time. And it looks like there's already a lot of action to be had right there. And it looks like Wimpy with already a retirement that I'm already heard out of the paddock right there.
So it looks like it's just going to be JD Brook and Horse Gaming right there.
What's he going to do right there? Oh!
They touch!
They touch! Oh! And it looks like he was trying to come down to the pits anyway. I don't think Pedro Hartz was I don't think Hartz Gaming was meant to be in the way
that's going to be some
down under racing car.
That's going to be some confusion right there.
And it certainly looked like that the Mustang was trying to make its way into the pits. I think Hartz Gaming was just there at the wrong time for that car to make its pit stop right there. I think he was just trying to defend for that move. And already it looks like the damage already had to be stricken out for that Mustang right there.
Yeah, JD Brook 93 also falling back as well with Pedro Harsh right now. MR Dre still running third place in that number 70 Lancer right there. That team THG with a 2-car effort in this series. One already retired within the opening laps here. Second place is MMR with the 939, and then first place is Starscream Enterprise with their Lancer.
Oh, a little sideways there for the number 29 Mustang right there. Now, obviously, not here to make jokes, but I think that's how every Mustang probably was meant to be. However, we're going back up to the front right here, and little sparks off of turn number 1, off the exit of turn 1, I should say, for the 24, and that 939 keeping the leader, Mikey 2412, on its toes right there as that Mitsubishi. Now, these cars, most of them four-wheel drive in this series, but some of them obviously four-wheel drive. These cars built on the specification of them making it look like IMSA GTO spec cars from back in the 90s, and they are certainly showing their wide body performance here.
Yeah,
a lot of brute performance out of these cars, obviously.
Absolutely, Mikey 2412 putting the hammer down in that Super right there. No effort at all whatsoever in driving that car. He is probably one of the renowned drivers in the global online racing organization, and as well as the United Kingdom itself. Start of the 5th lap of this race right here. Mikey 2412 only a second and a half ahead of Mitchell right there in that number 939 Lancer right there. We're just going to go to a quick silent period here as we're going to give the drivers a little bit
of screen time, of course, so we'll be right back with some of these messages. So as we come back to the commentary booth here for the round 5 of the Production Super Touring Car Championship, hosted by Global Online Racing Organization and sponsored by Go Customized and Fanatec, we take a look at the standings right now. Of course, Mikey 2412 still leading the race here by a lofty 1.6 seconds here, of course, and then with MMR Luke Mitchell on his toes, of course, just a little ways behind in 2nd place now. And coming in the race 3rd place here is Mr. Dre 70 in the THG Humble Guys Racing Mitsubishi Lancer, and then Hearts Gaming 96 in another Lancer, of course. And then finally bringing up the rear of the field is GORO Series debutant JD Brook 93 in the number 29 Mustang. Now that team, of course, just recently entered into the realm of the Global Online Racing Organization, looking to field a single Mustang for the 2019 Global GT Championship, of course. Now, the current GTCC season, of course, had recently concluded with the running of the 90 laps of Interlagos, and that race went all the way to Alexander Earnhardt for Starscream Enterprise's Citroen GT. He clinched the Drivers' Championship in that race, and of course, clinching the manufacturer's title for Citroen as well. their first year in the series being a widely successful one as well. And the team championship as well going to SSC Switzerland Racing right there. So a very successful team. So it's a very successful one for the Starscream Enterprises squad right there. And of course now, with the focus of 2018 behind, we take a look at the 29 effort. And as Luke Mitchell goes a little off into the grass right there.
In the grass there.
The true definition of a Mitsubishi Lancer, of course, right there. As you become the world's most expensive lawnmower.
I thought it was the world's fastest lawnmower.
And what's right there? Oh, and it looks like Pedro Harce has gone into the wall out of exit of turn 2. What happened there? Certainly. And it looks like it's certainly something had happened, of course. Now, what did happen right there? And a full course yellow has been called out. So, do the leaders slow down? Yes, they do. We're not so sure as to what happened right there, of course.
This is going to give the opportunity for some drivers to make their early pit stops here. We're going to watch the leader very carefully here to see if he make his first stop.
And he certainly does. And the 939 will certainly stay out for his... And he's certainly going to stay out and try and gain some track position, of course. But, of course, the number 24 thinking early and decisive in this 25-lap race. Mr. Dre 70 thinking the same exact thing, too. He's going to come in for his first pit stop of the race here. Actually, theoretically, his second pit stop of the race right there. And the number 7 going to come in for his pit stop. And this is going to benefit greatly for those that have pitted. But Luke Mitchell, MMR Luke Mitchell, on a pretty questionable strategy, of course, and he's going to stay out. And JD Brook, 93, of course, going to, I guess, slow down. Does he have damage by what it seems? We're not so certain if he is damaged, but if he certainly does, then his car is certainly slow on most of this circuit right here.
Doesn't look like... I bet you he's probably obeying the caution speed limit right now. He doesn't know the rules very well. As you may know, in the GORO series, when a caution comes out, you can speed up to the leader, and then you may slow down as well.
Is he going to pit? No, he is not, so he doesn't look like he certainly is damaged. However, does he catch up to the leader, or does he maintain that?
Little lack of confusion there, it seems like. We're watching his car very, very closely.
So the major question is, what does he do here now?
Now he's catching up.
As Luke Mitchell now maintains the lead of the race.
I think they're going to wait for him to make his lap back up. Then we're going to go green. 939 currently in first place right now on the pace lap. The number 24 sitting in second place. The number 70 sitting third. Number 7 sitting fourth. And the number 29 sitting in fifth place. We're not going green just yet. We're waiting for the 29 to catch back up to the field, but once that is done, we will go green after that.
So I'm assuming by what happened was that Pedro Hartscott was on the outside, and someone probably must have came onto the inside and probably forced him into the exit wall of turn 2 on the outside, and that's probably what caused the FCY to happen here. And of course now, as the field now waits for the Mustang, the 29 of Jaybrook 93 to catch back on up. Let's take a quick rundown at the field right now. The first place car, the 939 of MMR Luke Mitchell for Mitchell Motorsport Racing, the Mitsubishi Lancer Evo Group B, and for first place sitting out and not making the trip to pit road, trying to stay on those set of what I believe is to be I can't really see the tire sponsor, but it looks like he's definitely going to stay out on those set of tires. And in second place, of course, the number 24 on those fresh Yokohama tires as he made his way down to the pits. The 24 Starscream Enterprises car, which had with Mikey 2412 recently claiming the GGGC Endurance Cup title after a dismal performance for the 91 Viper, after he crossed the line, finishing 14th and 9th in the halfway points. And then in third place, of course, the number 70 of Mr. Dre 70. Now obviously on the set of Michelin tires for the Humble Guys Racing team. And then in fourth place, of course, Harsh Gaming 96, who made his way down to the pits. And of course, he's on a set of fresh rubber. And then finally, at 5th place, who is set to take the 2nd place position after he elected not to pit, is the J-Brook 93. Is J-Brook JD Brook 93 Mustang of Down Under Racing. And so now, as the field now bunches up right there, and we go back to green flag race right there, and JD Brook elects to stay behind in 5th place. Now, how is this going to play out for the number 939 over ahead of the 24? Do they come in for... Will the staying out on those worn tires make the difference?
Looks like the MR Dre is going to make the move up to 2nd place.
Oh, and look at this right here. He's got the move down to the inside. He's going to give him the room. Is he going to make the run? No, there's contact. Oh, and the car control by Mikey 2412 to keep that car with 2 wheels on the asphalt as some exceptional car control right there.
Looks like Pedro's going to move up to 2nd place here right now. He's going to try and make the inside move right here. Will he do it?
Boom! Oh! Was there room right there for the inside line? There probably was. And the number 7, of course, has moved up into 2nd place right there. What an exceptional move for those that have pitted right there. And this is benefiting MMR Luke Mitchell very significantly, as he is the one car who has not elected to come into pit.
And I think there's damage with the number 70 car right there. I think that car is damaged.
Yeah, he's certainly looking exceptionally slow right there. He's looking way slower, of course. And he's certainly way slower according to the 24, which just exceptionally soars right on by. And now, of course, the field now coming for lap 12 of this 25-lap race. Now, Mikey, of course, getting the job done by going on the outside of the turn 1. And now with Harsh Gaming 96 up into 2nd place now. Oh, a little sideways there out of the exit of turn 4 into the little light. Oh, the lamp's gone off! Oh, and Mr. Dre 70 has gone off and spun around.
What a turn of events we just seen right here. Waits for the 4th place car to go by right there. That's going to probably bring up the other car.
Oh, and it looks like tight action right there, as the cars that have pitted for tires are certainly showing their muscle right there, as Luke Mitchell got damaged out of that contact, out of the exit of that right-hander.
Pedro Harst is looking for 1st place right here. I don't think he's going to do it here. Look at these couple of turns here. What an incredible events we have seen so far.
And so the number 939 is going to make its way into the pits now, realizing that its strategy has probably gone off the cliff right there, and he's quickly coming in for his first set of tires, and they're going to quickly probably send it back out, and he does have damage because they have to fix the damage on probably the quarter panels right there, and it looks like Mr. Dre 70 is going to come in for his pit stop, of course.
After that contact there.
And he's most likely going to fill up for the end of the race by what it seems right there. And he is certainly back out into the lead right there. And Mikey 2412 has taken the lead of the race once again, electing to pit under the FCY, and it has worked wonders for the number 24 Stars from Enterprises winning squad.
Look how much lower that Subaru is compared to the Mitsubishi right there. That's going to give it some A points right there in terms of trying to win this race here. Those 2 4-door sedans. Their legacy in WRC has been nothing but successful for both these brands here, as well as these 2 drivers here. They've shown their true colors here. It looks like Pedro Hart's going to go on the inside, trying to get 1st place back here.
It looks like he's going to do it for the race. Yes, he does, as they enter now turn lap 14 of this race right there. Oh, and it looks like Mikey 2412 is going to show some muscle on the outside, and he keeps the position by going on the outside line. What an impressive move by the
sideways there for the number 7 right there.
And these two are certainly going to be battling each other out for most of the race right there, as the 24 has been kept on his toes by the number 7, of course. And it's certainly going to be very interesting to see how this all plays out in about 11 laps time for the completion of the 25th lap. However, they still have about about 11 laps to go right there. And we will take a quick commercial break right there. As these two continue to fight it on, we will see in 11 laps time who will make the end of the race. So as we continue back into the commentary booth, it has just been a mega scrap back and forth for first place right here between the 24 and the number 7 right here. It has been insane back and forth overtaking all throughout the course right there. This is exceptional racing that, of course, the fans want to see here, and you're getting the best out of it in the Production Super Touring Car Championship here by GORO Esports, sponsored by Go Customize and Fanatec, of course. And it looks like, they're slightly off the course a little bit. This is going to be very, very interesting on how these two finish the race in about a few laps time here. Pedro Hart's down to the inside line of the tight hairpin right here. And this is certainly close competition that you're seeing out of these two world-class drivers here from the Global Online Racing Organization right here. And how do these two stack up against one another? It has just been back and forth, overtaking action throughout the race. Now coming into the final corner, the long sweeping left-hander onto the front stretch right here. Does Mikey 2412 have the momentum coming? Of course, the slipstream here, very, very overpowered here, and it's certainly working wonders for the 24 here, and he's certainly right on the back bumper. Exceptional panorama camera shot right there, and it looks like Mike 2412 is going to go on the outside, and he takes the position away back from the number 7, the 24 Super right here. Very, very on his toes right now, and as Harsh Gaming right now, what's he going to do for his next move? It looks like the Lancer really suits the inside section, and then the Subaru really suits the long straightaway of this section right here, and now, or these just two really, really know how to overtake each other one at a time. And now on for lap 17 of 25 right here for the really tight right-hander of turn number 6 as they go to turns 7 and 7A and then look at this round. Oh, and he's gonna keep the inside. Does he keep the inside for turn number 8? Turn number 8 right here. Does he keep the inside? No. The number 24 Subaru, of course, keeping that front line protected. And go back to the front stretch right here. The slipstream, of course, very, very powerful indeed for these cars. Now back to the inside to defend, and looks like Harsh Gaming going to go sweeping by on the outside. See ya later. And the 7, of course, is back into first, but he's not going to give up without a fight, as the number 24 is back on the inside, and he takes back first place into the inside of turn number 1. Now this is an exceptional race right here, and there's only about 8 laps of racing to go for round 5 of the Production Super Touring Car Championship, and of course there's another round to be had after this race. So this is the first of what is probably going to be an exceptional first of wonderful and exceptional 2 races to have this weekend, of course. And of course, Harsh Gaming now looking to the outside of turn 7 and 7A, and of course going to the inside right now for turn number 8. Of course, Mikey 2412, one of the most well-driven drivers in the series, knows how to defend well, knows how to drive well, and to really keep those tires up to a consistent temperature right here right now. And of course, now going back onto the front straight once again for lap number 19 right there, and it looks like the number 7 on a decisive strategy is going to come in for a second pit stop right there of the race. Well, actually, never mind, probably a third stop because too damaged early on in the beginning of the race. And so now, what does this mean? Does this mean that the drivers will probably have to come in for some fuel? And it looks like the MMR Luke Mitchell entry, the number 939 Mitsubishi Lancer, is going to overtake the HRSC entry right there. And what does this work wonders for the leader here? Oh, and he's gone off for a little bit as well. Now, of course, the 24 a little ways up. Now, will the undercut of Harsh Gaming 96 work, or will the overcut of Mikey 2412 work? Which one will work wonders between these two? So now it's a case of which strategy is going to work for the next 6 to 7 laps of this race right here. And now, coming out of the second to last corner right there, the 24 Super right there, will he make the pit stop, or is he going to keep on going after that early on caution right there? And this race has just gone really, really interesting right there, and he's going to keep on going. And he's going to keep on going. He's going to keep on going and trying to probably, what it seems like, stretch the fuel maybe to the end and keep the tires going. If those tires are very, very worn, then obviously it's going to be a very, very decisive strategy indeed for the number 24 that's leading this motor race, and for a couple other of these guys. Now, Harsh Gaming can afford to push because he's got brand new tires with 5 laps to go right here, and he is going to be on an absolute drive to try and get at least second place away from the MMR Luke Mitchell entry right there. So all eyes are now on first place of Mikey 2412. Does he come in for the pits, or does he try and conserve the fuel, save the tires for the end of the race? Now he's got a 17-second gap right now, which is still kind of going up, but obviously the number 939 of MMR Luke Mitchell, that Mitsubishi Lancer by MM Mitchell Motorsport Racing, of course, not bringing down the gap as much, but what does this mean for the leader of the race? And he's still going to try and make the fuel and the tires work, and I'm probably sure he's going to try and go to the end of the race in that Subaru WRX STI right there for the remainder of the race. And this is crucial stuff right here for second place in the motor race right there. That gap between MMR Luke Mitchell and Harsh Gaming 96 ever slightly coming down, but on that front stretch, it seems that the Mitchell Motorsport Racing Mitsubishi having the upper edge here, of course, in this motor race, but probably in the infield section is where it'll start to slow down and work wonders for the, and wonder for the number 7 as the 939 slightly sideways out of the exit of turn 2 right there. That was very, very close indeed right now, and that gap is just going to start plummeting down. Less than 2 seconds between these two drivers in the last 4 to 5 laps of this race, of course. And I feel like the gap between first and second place is too significant for the 939 to make any gains for the 24, and it looks like he's probably going to coast his way to another victory in the series right here. And as these two now are duking it out, the gap now 1.1 seconds between the 939 and the number 7 Mitchell Motorsport. Luke Mitchell is losing a heap of time now, with just only about 4 laps to go right now, starting now as they cross the line to enter lap 22. And this is going to be very, very interesting indeed, as Harsh Gaming 96 can afford to push on those tires now. And it looks like Mr. Dre coming in for a late stop by what it seems is probably going to be fuel only, as the radio call suggests. And it looks like now Luke Mitchell is probably going to have to be on his toes now, as he can't afford to really push for much longer. He can only really defend from Harsh Gaming 96, who can really afford to push now with those new set of tires that are really new and really fresh. And so how is this going to come down with just under almost 3 laps to go here now, as the leader now crosses the line almost slightly for what is to be 3 laps to go in this motor race. But this is certainly going to be very, very interesting indeed between these two. And it looks like, does the number 99 go into the inside? No, he does not yet to defend. But this slipstream, of course, very powerful indeed on this circuit. A very power-friendly circuit if you have a lot of horsepower in the car. Now these cars running roughly 500 horsepower each right there. Luke Mitchell going a little bit wide indeed, but it looks like Pedro Harris is going to have the inside line. Does he have the inside line? Indeed, he probably does. And just not yet, but it's almost by a bumper with Indeed. And Luke Mitchell on edge right now as he's having to really defend from the number 7. The HRC entered car. Is Pedro Hart's going to send one down the inside? Yes, he is, but it looks like, and that is going to be the move right there for second place right there. And there's probably nothing Luke Mitchell probably could have done right there as he had the flasher on, by what it seems. I think that he just let him by to probably not risk any type of holding the number 7 up right there. And that is probably game, set, and match for these two. Oh, and it looks like he's probably gone on into the wall right there. And he probably looks like he has a heap of damage. Now the flasher indicates that he's probably going to come in for a pit stop, a very late pit stop. Yes, he is indeed. He's going to come in for a very late pit stop. He's got about roughly 30 seconds ahead of 4th place Mr. Dre 70. And now all eyes are attention onto what has looked like these two right there, as JD Brook now just under 2.5 seconds now away from Mr. Dre 70. And the battle for 4th place is going to be a very, very tight one indeed, as these two now haven't had the best pace all race. However, it's going to be close, coming down very, very close indeed between these two, as we now go to the leader of the race now, Mikey 2412 USA, as he's going to come around for the second to last corner right now, which is going to be the second to last time he does it, and he's going to come around the sweeping left-hander of turn 9, approaching the start-finish line for which he is going to be given the white flag of this race. A very, very tight race indeed between the likes of Mikey 2412 and Pedro Harsh right there. As he gets the white flag of this race, you see final lap displayed at the top of your screen, and ahead for lap 25 of 25. Now on the screen it says 26 of 26, but you have to keep in mind the pace lap that these cars had to take at the beginning of this race right here. And it's going to be super close indeed, but look at this right here. JD Brook and Mr. Dre 70, of course, not having the end of the scrap yet finished, as their hope for the GORO debut of JD Brook 93 to finish 4th in that number 29 Mustang, of course. And of course the gap's slightly going up here, but this is probably where the power of the Mustang is going to come along. A long straightaway here for the Mustang here. Of course, a power-friendly section of the course, so you have a lot of power in the car. It's certainly going to help out with you, but it's coming around to the second to last corner of the race right here, and coming around for the long sweeping header one last time of this race. It is going to be the number 24 Subaru that will come around for the onto the long straight for one last time, and it's going to be Mikey 2412 USA taking home the checkered flag of this race, and he is going to bring it home for the Starship Enterprises squad in the Subaru WRX Group B. And now we turn our attention now to 4th place right there, as Harskimi 96 brings the number 7 home into 2nd place, and the 939 Mitchell Motorsport Racing Mitsubishi in home for 3rd, I'm sorry. And it's still not over yet between these two, with just under a second to go right here, with just under a second gap right now. Now that gap going on up, but I think Mr. Dre is probably going to hold on unless something really outdoes itself. Oh, and it looks like JD Brook has probably given himself the final nail of the coffin, going very wide out of the exit of turn 7A, and it looks like Mr. Dre 70 is just going to barely hold on for 3 Mitsubishi Lancers in the top 4 of this motor race right there. And what a way to cap off the round 5 of this race, and JD Brook bringing up the rear of the field. And that is the conclusion of round 5 of the Production Super Touring Car Championship, sponsored by Go Customized and Fanatec. Your winner of the race here, the number 24 of Mikey 2412 USA, who scored pole position early on in this race and has brought it home for a win of the race. So that has been round 5 of the Production Super Touring Car Championship. I have been Trevor Holding, your lead commentator, and we will be back for round number 6 here of the Production Super Touring Car Championship. And we will keep the stream going, but I will take a step back away from the commentary booth.
Fuck you, Luke!
Hey! Alright, cool, I gotta get this wonderful thing called permission.
To be fair, you've been forgiven by like the most forgiving person on the planet.
Oh yeah, he's cool.
Oh dear.
Alright, cool, I gotta get this wonderful thing called fine with it. To be fair, you've been forgiven by like the most forgiving person.
Oh dear.
Oh yeah, he's cool. Oh dear. Alright, cool, I gotta get this wonderful thing called fine with it.
Oh crap, Trevor's broken it. Trevor's broken it.
So as I come back here to the commentary side of things here, I am sitting here with race one winner of round number 5 here at Bloomin' Bay, Mikey 2412. Now Mikey, that was an exceptional race right there. That was a very, very nice scrap between you two for the lead of the race. How would you put it into words after taking that very hard-fought win in round 5?
Well, difficult to explain really. Yeah, Pedro and I had a pretty good fight, and yeah, I just did my best to stay in front of him, to be honest. I was actually fuel saving a lot of the race because my pit stop was too early, so I had to really save fuel towards the end of the race, and then Pedro pitted because he had no fuel, so that kind of sealed it for me, unless anything drastic happened.
Now, that obviously was kind of an interesting part on your strategy right there. You had elected to pit under the FCY while the Mitchell Motorsport Racing guys did not elect to pit. Do you think that was a strategy call that went into your favor in the race, of course?
Oh, definitely. Definitely, yeah. As soon as I saw the 939 not pitting, I knew straight away he'd made a mistake. So.
Awesome, wonderful news to hear, and that is race 1 winner, Mikey 2412 at the helm of the wheel.